Donnie trudges wearily across the parking lot towards his car, the weight of exhaustion dragging at his limbs after a long and grueling shift. With a tired sigh, he tosses his drenched apron onto the passenger seat and slumps into the driver's side. The moon hangs high in the night sky, casting a pale glow over the empty expanse. Guna, Donnie's faithful companion, lounges on the couch, his tail thumping excitedly against the cushions as he gnaws on the corner post. Donnie enters the room, the weariness etched into every line of his Bruce Campbell-esque face. He's immediately met by Guna's exuberant greeting. He chuckles softly, gently pushing the eager dog away. "Calm down, calm down," his hand ruffling Goonie Noogie's fur as he makes his way towards the back door. Outside, Guna bounds down the steps, his barks echoing through the quiet night as he races around the yard. Donnie prepares Goon's dinner, canned dog food. Goonie watches, salivating as the meaty slop plops into his bowl. "You eat better than me, boy." Donnie sinks into a chair at the kitchen table. "I need to quit my job. It's draining my soul, sick of being at the bottom of the totem pole." As Guna continues to eat, Donnie's thoughts drift to his own struggles, the monotony of his job weighing heavy on his mind. "Dishwashing hell. It's misery," he mutters, his voice tinged with frustration. "What's the point of just getting by when every day I leave a little more of myself in that dirty ass water?" The sound of footsteps from Anthony's room draw Donnie's attention. "Anthony, you there?" Donnie steps cautiously through the living room towards Ant's door, his heart pounding in his chest. With a trembling hand, he reaches for the handle. "Anthony, you in there?" he calls out, his voice tinged with apprehension. A sudden thump from within darkness causes Donnie to hesitate, his hand frozen in midair. With a deep breath, he opens the door, flicking on the light switch. Donnie scans the empty space with growing unease. A cold breeze drifts from the open window, swaying the curtain. Then he sees it, a crucifix laying on the ground along with the nail it once hung on. He glances out of the open window, his eyes unadjusted, fruitlessly searching for someone lurking in the shadows outside. Donnie slams the window shut, drawing the curtains closed. As he turns towards the door, a small object falls from the partially open closet, rolling across the floor and coming to rest at his feet. His breath catches in his throat as he recognizes the musical candle, watching as it opens, its distorted melody filling the silent house. Anthony sits extremely drunk in the back of Officer Lucas's car. He seems to be freestyle mumble rapping. He dances wildly as he does. "That Tabitha got pretty worked up tonight, didn't she?" "I know, right? She was all insane. Went completely mental, bro," Anthony says as Officer Lucas laughs. "Seems to be her MO. You two can't keep doing this, Anthony. You're lucky it didn't escalate." Anthony leans forward and presses his face against the glass barrier of the cage. His breath fogs it up as his cheek flattens against it. "You wouldn't haul me in, would you?" "It's the law." "Yo, fuck the law, dude." Lucas laughs again. "It's my job." "She was just lying, like always. I didn't even get violent." "You were out of control when I got there." Anthony falls back into his seat, ranting nonsensically. "'Cause no one was listening. I just tried explaining my mind thoughts, and she didn't know what to do. It's like I'm a combination of Iggy, Theodore, and Little Farley. Not Sweno, fuck that guy. And, situation." Anthony throws his hands out with drunken authority. "Whoa. Yeah, buddy, no one wants to hear about little demon children living in tunnels." Lucas's grin fades. He squints his eyes and comes to a stop in the middle of the road. "What the fuck is that?" Anthony leans forward against the glass. The two of them stare at the bloody dead thing on the street. "That's roadkill, dog." Dead weeds snap and rustle beside the car. Lucas flips on his spotlight and begins scanning the area. Within seconds, it lands on a child standing perfectly still in the thicket. His mouth hangs open, his disproportionately long fingers stretching down. Anthony's eyes widen with fear. "Oh, you scared me, son. What are you doing out here in this cold?" "I need a ride home. Can you help, officer?" "Sure. Where do you live?" "In Cedarvale. My family's waiting back there." Anthony slaps the glass, making Lucas flinch. "That's him, dog. The goddamn goblin. Do not let him in this car. I swear, if you let him in, I'm smashing this door open and bolting." Lucas turns back to his window to find the child standing right beside it. "I'm ready for you to let me in, Officer Lucas." Lucas looks closely at the kid's malformed features. "So, you live in Cedarvale?" He looks into the black abyss of his eyes. "Yes, please let me in." It's cold out here." Anthony watches with bated breath. Finally, the kid glances at him, flashing a sinister smile. Anthony flies to the opposite side of the back seat, trying to get as far away from the kid as possible. "Oh, fuck no, drive, pig, drive!" Lucas barks at him. "Quiet down back there before you do get locked up tonight." Anthony sits in a state of childlike horror. Lucas watches the kid casually walk around the car to the passenger side door. Anthony crawls away again. The child pulls on the handle. It's locked. He knocks gently on the glass 3 times. "You promised to let me in?" The child's face contorts with rage. Lucas grips his holstered pistol. His words stutter as they leave his mouth. "Sorry, son, I can't. Now run home. Truck stops not far from here." The kid sobs eerily. His cries have an almost mechanically altered sound to them. "But it's so cold. Unlock the door." "Go home, I'm not an Uber." The kid continues crying into his sleeve, then pulls away, disappearing into the night. Anthony sighs in relief. "Close one, dog. Good decision." Lucas glares back at him, then pops his door open. "What the fuck you doing? That thing's out there." Lucas steps out. "That thing's a child, and I need to drag this carcass off the road." "Dumb idea. Really dumb idea." Officer Lucas examines the gruesome deer carcass. He grabs the torso and starts to pull. He hears movement in the dark, then shines his flashlight and sees weeds and nothing more. Lucas begins to pull again. More movement can be heard, and he shines the light once more. Nothing but a field of dead plants, swaying in the breeze. Slowly he goes back to work. A twig snaps sharply in the dark. Looking up, he shines his light just in time to see the monstrous child sprinting at him. It's on him in an instant, its claws digging deep into his shoulders, tearing the flesh away in chunks. He screams, struggling for his gun. The kid's mouth opens wide like the unhinged jaw of a snake and clamps down on his throat. Anthony watches, petrified with fear. Blood sprays from Lucas in a wide arc. The officer frees his pistol just as his arm is torn free from his body. "Oh, he's f***ed!" The black-eyed kid rips the flesh from Lucas's neck. The officer stares horrified at the wild, gorging beast, gurgling blood in his dying moment. The kid feasts, while Anthony thrashes about violently in the car. The child stands and effortlessly drags the officer's corpse off of the road. Anthony sits frozen in fear, scanning the darkness. "Oh my God, what's that kid on?" He hears movement and the gnashing of jaws. Suddenly the door pops open. He hesitates to move, staring at the empty road outside of it, inviting him to flee. The sound of ripping flesh snaps him out of his stupor, and he flies out of the car at top speed. Anthony sprints through the empty field. He breathes hard in the frigid air. Something moves in the vast, dark expanse around him. The kid's laughter carries on the wind. "Stay away!" He squints his eyes and can make out the small shape of the child. He reaches down, grabbing an old tree branch. "If I start swinging, I'm not stopping till you stop moving." The child disappears. Suddenly, the sound of numerous people murmuring and laughing all around. Anthony is slow to turn. As he does, he sees the lights of the eyes shining in the dark, like a pack of coyotes circling their prey. The cacophony rises, then halts sharply. "Fuck all that!" Anthony lowers his branch, tearing through the fog at full speed.
Cedarvale so old, where shadows lie cold. Children took a stroll, gone into the fold. Black eyes staring deep, in dreams they still creep, taken in their sleep, lost without a peep. Black-eyed kids now calling, hear the whisper